Hello there, I'm Simon, and part one of a series that I'm going to be doing. This is an interview with a lovely lady called Jamie Jones, and we're going to be talking about different British accents and how they might cause difficulties for immigrant workers coming to the UK. Hi, Jamie.
Hi Simon, how you doing?
I'm all right, thanks. Yeah, I'm all right. So you know why you're here.
Yep,
Um, you're from Liverpool. Right.
I am. Yep, I'm a Scouser.
Oh, you are a Scouser.
Yes.
Okay, I was going to ask you if you consider yourself a Scouser. What is a Scouser?
Oh, Scouser. Well, someone from Liverpool. I consider myself, even though I live down south now, I still consider myself a proud Scouser. So, us Liverpudlians tend to think of ourselves as separated from the rest of England. We're our own little island in a way.
Are you all, so
Proper
is
people.
everybody from Liverpool a Scouser?
Well, if you were in the confines of the paper wheelie bins,
What, what's that?
so in Liverpool, the wheelie bins are purple. Since we've had wheelie bins, I mean, I remember a time before the wheelie bins. But if you go to a certain point, like my auntie and that live in Huyton, and their wheelie bins are no longer purple. So technically, they're sort of outside of Liverpool. Um,
Okay. So when you're saying wheelie bins, you mean the rubbish bins, yeah?
yeah, the rubbish bins. Yeah.
So if they're purple
You're definitely in Liverpool if the
and you
purple.
are a Scouser.
Liverpool City Council bins, yeah, you're a Scouser.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I've got cousins and stuff that live over the water in the Wirral, and we tend to call people from the Wirral Plazzy Scousers. They're not proper Scousers.
Blazzy as in plastic.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Or the
Blazzy
other
Scousers.
or the other way. So I've got a cousin that now lives in her St. Helens, and her fella was worried because when they gave birth to their first kid, he was like, "Oh no, he's going to be a wool," because he was born in St. Helens and not Liverpool.
A wool.
A wool, yeah, woolly
Okay.
back. So just outside of Liverpool, if you come from sort of yeah St. Helens and places like that, we call them woolly backs.
Woolly backs. So you've got woolly backs and Scousers.
Yeah,
But you all have a similar accent?
yeah, yeah. The Scouse accent sort of changes from the south of Liverpool to the north of Liverpool, and also generations as well. I mean, the way I speak's different from my younger cousin and from my nan and her brother and sister and things.
Okay. One thing that Southerners like me
Mm.
think about Scouse accents is all the say like you say things like the chicken,
Oh yeah,
and
chicken and a can of Coke. That's what everyone gets it for.
Coke. Is that just a stereotype or is that real?
Well, I suppose that it is. You do hear that sort of sound. And it sort of gets harder the more north Liverpool you go. The Scouse accent becomes harder. We have more of a soft accent in the more southern areas.
So you're a bit soft then.
Yeah, I'm a bit softer. So a lot of people, when I first moved down south, first thought I was from Ireland. They got confused between the Irish and the Scouse accent. But it's very
Uh-huh.
sing-songy.
Oh,
And there's a
okay.
lot of Irish in Liverpool, you know.
Yes, a lot of Irish people live in Liverpool,
Yeah.
that's for sure. Yeah. So then what's the main difference in sound between your accent and the an average accent from the UK?
Oh, well, I guess as I say, Scouse can be very sing-songy. And it's
Hmm.
also a bit of a mixture with the different, as I say, with the Irish and Welsh influence. Um, so it's definitely not what you get in the likes of London and places.
Okay. Do you
Um,
find you said that people thought you were Irish. Does that mean that people down south have difficulty?
So yeah, yeah. I think because my accent's slightly softer. It's not a very strong Scouse accent like some people's, like your sort of stereotypical
Hmm,
Scouse that people think of. Yeah, I think some people do get confused between them if they're not used
okay.
to it.
So you've got your accent. What about phrases or slang or the dialogue? Is there a dialect? Is there anything
Yeah, well, I think
that we would have difficulty or would cause lots of difficulty for people coming from overseas?
well, I think some things that stick out for me when I think straight away is when things like we use the term "ah" when we're talking about family members. So I'll say like "ah Jack" or "ah Paula." So it just means "ah" as in family. So instead of saying my auntie Paula, it's "oh, ah Paula." So we use that gets used a lot. You will hear that all the time. You'll soon pick up on that if you end up living in Liverpool. Um, and yeah, things like the word boss. You'll hear the word boss a lot.
Okay, for what? For friend or
Boss just means really good. So I had a boss night out last night. Yeah.
okay. So it's got nothing to do with a person like your job, the boss at your job. It just means good.
No, it just means good. Yeah. No, don't get confused with your boss. Your boss might not be that boss.
Okay, that's good. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's why I don't have a boss because yeah, I don't like people telling me what to do. But boss means good,
Yes. Yeah.
fun. Okay, that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about things if you were, say, going to the doctors or the hospital and you were describing some sort of pain or do you
Yeah.
think that's
So first off, we don't call it
over
the
there?
hospital.
Hey?
First off, it's not the hospital.
Oh,
If you're in Liverpool, you go in the Aussie. If you
the
got
Aussie.
appointments at the hospital, oh, I need to go to the Aussie.
Aussie.
Yeah,
Okay.
Aussie.
That's a good
So
one.
don't get confused with an Australian person. It's not that sort of Aussie.
Right. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Aussie from Australia. No,
Yeah,
Aussie.
no, it's the Aussie. Yeah.
Aussie gospel. Okay, that's a good one.
So yeah, so you might go, yeah, so I suppose what sort of words might be what you might go the Aussie for? I suppose things trying to think. I don't know. I mean, I suppose you probably describe things to the doctor the same way you would in,
Okay.
more standard English.
Hmm.
If you're talking about aches and pains. So it'd be more standard slang if you're going to be, like talking about having a banging headache or something like that.
Yeah, things like that. Yeah, banging.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, I suppose we do have certain. I mean, you could say that your lug hole is hurting. Yeah,
Your
as in
logo
yeah,
as your
yeah,
ear. Yeah.
yeah. I suppose that'd be more, that might be sort of more older people might still use terms like logo.
Okay. But yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, parts of the body are
yeah,
the same
yeah,
in both
yeah,
places, not except for lug hole your ear. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So if you're talking to somebody who doesn't understand your accent,
Mm.
sort of say, "Hey, say that again, Jamie. What?" Or someone from overseas might say, "I beg your pardon. Could you repeat that?"
Yeah.
Um, what would you do? Would you just talk slower or try to
So
talk with more of a
I
restricted
guess.
pronunciation?
I guess when I'm down, I tend to when I'm down south, my accent does change.
Hmm,
So down here, I do tend to talk slower. And I do tend to pronounce things a bit more. So and when I don't notice when I'm in Liverpool, I just slip right back into talking to other Scousers. So when I take visitors to Liverpool, they'll often be like, "Oh, hang on, I
what do
suddenly
they
don't
say?
understand what's happening."
Is that a different language? Yeah, they would sort of wonder.
Well,
Can you give us an
yeah,
example of that? Imagine you're talking to your mum or your mum. Is it
yeah.
your mum or your mum?
Well, I say mum. We mum, I suppose, is more. That's not necessarily a Scouse thing. Owl fella, as in dad. That's more Scouse.
The owl fella.
Yeah, the owl fella.
Okay.
Um, but I mean, I think it's because we tend to chop things off the beginning and the ends of words.
Hmm.
So when we're talking, our sentences just sort of will go into one. So, I mean, so I'm trying to think of an example. So things like instead of saying about will often turn into about. So
About.
yeah, so about yeah, so it's about that. So you won't hear the T on the end, it'll just be a bar,
Uh-huh.
it'll stop short.
Sure.
Or yeah, or as I say, soz instead of sorry, you know.
That's a good one. Soz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or we'll often put a Y on the end of things. So like instead of hospital, it's Aussie. And in, place names in Liverpool, if you come from Toxteth, we'll say he's from Tocky.
Talkie.
Yeah, Tocky and Crocky. Um, or we might talk about needing to go put the lecky on, the electric.
Okay. So yeah.
Or
So
yeah.
it sounds like anything with a K.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Lecky,
or
Docky, Backy,
yeah, backy, lippy for lipstick.
Hippie. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, in general, when we're talking, we might not be talking about anything in particular, like anything there. I've
Hmm.
just cut off the end. So nothing, anything.
Nothing. You're taking
Yeah.
away the G. Yeah.
Yeah. The G's come off. The H has come off. So we're never in the house. We're always in the house.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot then. So quite a lot
Yeah.
for
Uh,
people to get used to.
yeah. I guess I don't think about it until someone starts asking you these
Yeah.
questions.
So you talked about dialect and accent. What about like local humor? Is there something that might seem unusual to someone coming from overseas, moving to Liverpool?
Yeah, I guess that Scousers communicate by, making jokes. It's so a lot of the time people might think that, people are actually having an argument when actually they're just messing about with one another, and they can sound like quite, like they're going at one another, and
Hmm.
the next minute they'll be laughing their heads off. So yeah, and there's a lot of terms for sort of like soft lad, divvy, people acting silly, basically people doing stupid stuff. So,
Ah,
you're being a divvy, or oh, stop that soft lad, or my younger cousins probably use something like, oh, you beaut. Oh, he was a beaut. That was a beaut. That
does that mean good? Because that's what I would have think.
No, well, that's somebody being, doing something stupid,
Is that right?
made
Okay.
a mistake. Yeah.
Thought butte was short for like beauty, so you'd think, oh,
Mm.
that was a beautiful game, or yeah, that was a beaut of a meal. But no, it doesn't mean
No, not in Liverpool.
that. It actually means you're stupid. Really?
Basically. But yeah, there's a lot of terms for things like that. So
Ah,
it's just yeah.
okay. I'd be quite complimented if someone said, "Oh, Simon, you're a real beaut." I'd feel, "Oh, thanks." But actually, it means I'm really stupid. Ah, fantastic. That's
Yeah.
quite cool. So what would be your tip, or if you've got any tips for I'm mainly thinking about people coming to work from overseas to Liverpool. What tips would you give them to sort of get used to that area of Liverpool that's very quite different from the rest of the UK, I
Hmm.
guess? As you said, it's like a separate island almost.
Well, I guess the good thing about Liverpool is, we are well known for being friendly.
Hmm.
And most people just want to go out and have a good time. So if you can go out and just, you'll probably just be able to start a conversation with any Scouser in the street. I mean, when Matt first came to Liverpool and I let him wander off on his own, he was quite shocked when someone came up and was saying hello and started the conversation, and he was like, "Oh, what have I done wrong?" And actually,
Matthew's your boyfriend, of course.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh-huh. So he was quite surprised because, yeah,
Yeah.
we're not that friendly down in the south.
No, so so it's not too difficult to actually talk to the locals.
Hmm.
And most people, you know, if you're struggling with the accent and you say to someone, "Oh, sorry, I don't understand," they'll explain. They might laugh about it, but
Yeah.
it's not laughing at you. It's probably more laughing at the fact of, "Oh yeah, we don't, I don't realize that this is not, normal
And they're
to."
not going to call you a butte or Scotland.
Well, it depends who you're talking to. That's yeah. I mean. Yeah, Scouse sense of humor can be a bit harsh at times, and yeah, you sort of have to. I mean, growing up in Liverpool, you do get a bit of a thick skin, but it's most
Ah,
people. Most people don't mean any offense. That's
okay.
that's the good thing.
That's good to know. That
You know,
it might be a bit confusing, if someone's saying those things, you might think, does he really think
yeah.
I'm stupid? But they're doing it in a jokey way.
Yeah, if someone you can usually tell, it's usually, listen to the tone of a person's voice. I mean, you do get people who are just not nice people, and you don't want to sit and have a drink with them or
Yeah.
sorry, have a bevy with them. It's
Bevy for drinks. Yes, a
bevy,
couple
that's
of
the word.
bevy is a
Yeah,
pint, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah. A bevy is just going, I was having a drink, yeah,
Oh,
or getting bevied, getting drunk. So, it's use your instincts like you would with anybody.
yeah,
It's,
sure.
certain people you want to avoid. But for the most part, I think, most people who I've spoke to that have been to Liverpool for the first time, they always say, "Oh wow, I had a great time. Everyone was dead friendly, and everyone wanted to help." People are always willing to
Very good.
offer offer advice and offer help.
You did said something there which was very Scouse.
What was
Um,
that?
when you said dead, you said
Dead, yeah,
dead friendly, and dead
yeah, yeah,
really, isn't it? It-
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
they're dead friendly means really.
yeah.
Well, you are dead friendly, and you're a beaut as well, but not in a Scouse way. Yeah, okay, that's brilliant. Thanks very much, Jamie. That was really nice having a quick chat with you.
Thank
Um,
you very much.
yeah, and we must go out for a couple of bevies,
Yeah, and maybe a scran.
hey,
That's another one. Scran.
and have some
Food.
scran.
Yeah,
Scran is
food.
food. Okay, with some scran and some bevies.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, thanks, Jamie. That's brilliant. Bye for
Lovely, lovely talking to you, Simon. Hope that helps.
Thanks, it does.